Fortnite is full of unique creative maps, but you're rarely going to find them on the homepage. So today, let's dive into 20 of the most unique and inspiring creative maps you can play right now. Let's kick things off with a few maps created in collaboration with Epic Games themselves. Jokenite is a great example of how other corners of the entertainment industry can find a home within Fortnite Creative. After all, Epic has already used the game to premiere clips of upcoming Star Wars movies and even play full episodes of Dragon Ball Z for us. So why not bring in a whole stand-up comedy act? Produced with comedian and writer Trevor Noah, Jokenite invites players to pull up a seat at the Cheese Cannery Comedy Bar and vote on one of 4 different comedians to take the stage. Update players can join you for the show, or you can enjoy it by yourself alongside these creepy mannequins in the back. Each comedian's set is fairly short, only about 4 to 5 minutes each, so it won't take you too long to get through each one. What I really love about this one though is that at its core, it's fairly simple, while still highlighting how the new motion capture features in UEFN can add so much to Fortnite Creative. I would love to see some up-and-coming comedy groups take a stab at creating their own version of this in the future. But the new tools in UEFN have opened the door for more than just the entertainment industry. Lunar Horizons helps to show the potential use for scientific education as well. In collaboration with the European Space Agency, this map was designed to be a fun way of teaching players how lunar habitats will likely be constructed in the future. This map definitely feels like it's geared towards a younger audience with the over-gamification of what otherwise would be a very short walk through a science museum exhibit, but it has merits. Little animated story pieces explaining the processes the astronauts would go through to construct the base, as well as the little science blurbs you come across, are interesting and decently worked in. The addition of resource gathering, though, kind of feels like it was just added in to pad the runtime, and the arbitrary side quests they give you to see how quickly you can complete it almost goes against the whole point of this being presented as a chill educational map. But again, the potential is there, and I'd be lying if I said there wasn't a little part of my kid brain that wants to see more educational maps like this for younger players, if only to help fill the gap left by games like Pajama Sam and Freddy Fish. Is that too much to ask for? Wrapping up our section on maps from Epic Labs, I present you Village Example, a map that I can only imagine Epic created as a desperate plea to creators to actually develop something unique in Fortnite. This is not a fully fleshed out game, this is barely even a full map. This is Epic showing us all that anyone can make really cool looking top-down games within UEFN, and it is not their fault that all your friends only care about red versus blue maps. This map doesn't hide its inspirations from games like Legend of Zelda, Animal Crossing, or Stardew Valley. In fact, short of getting a cease and desist, it screams at you to go make your own ripoff of these popular games. So do it! Go make a cool top-down game, damn it! But please finish watching this video first, and maybe like and subscribe if you haven't already. But then you can go recreate the Game Boy Advance game Breath of Fire in Fortnite, because someone has to do it, please. Anyway, Under the Pillow is one of the most incredible entries on this list. Created by Feeling Digital after receiving funding from Epic's Mega Grant program, this map acts as a proof of concept for a much larger VR game that the studio is developing. Here you're invited to take a look behind the scenes of the game's story, art design, and even step inside some of the early environments. After exploring the map, I was actually sad that I couldn't just jump into the full game right away, but I was excited that the team at Feeling Digital could share a preview of their game in such an interactive way. When I was a kid, if a studio wanted to get a preview of their game into the hands of players, they had to pony up the cash to get included in the little demo disc they would cram into monthly gaming magazines. And while those were definitely a highlight of my childhood, I'm happy we found better options. Sadly, I did run into one major roadblock with the map that hopefully is a rare occurrence. That issue being the camera freezing after cutscenes, leaving me no way to progress other than respawning and finding a way to glide or climb to the next intended destination. On the bright side, doing so did allow me to get some pretty cool shots of the map for this video. If you're a fan of games like Portal, you're likely going to enjoy the Butterfly Project, Chapter 1. Now, I don't want to spoil too much of this one, as I don't want to ruin the puzzles for you, but upon entering Refractor Laboratories, you're given your own time disruptor device. This new gadget gives you the ability to switch between present and future versions of the facility seamlessly, much like the Time Gauntlet in Titanfall 2. But unlike Titanfall 2, you actually get to keep the device through the game, because of course you do. It's a fucking Portal time machine. Why would you just throw it out at the end of the level, Respawn? Anyway, use the device to explore the facility and uncover hidden secrets. That's all I'm going to say on this one, so go play it for yourself. But if you're looking for more of a relaxing experience, then pull out your good headphones, get cozy, and jump into Lo-Fi Girl Explore, where you'll learn a lot more backstory about this girl and her cat that you've probably only looked at briefly on YouTube before burying them in the amount of browser tabs you keep open while you work. But here you can climb, parkour, and grapple your way around a massive version of Lo-Fi Girl's room, trying to figure out where she and her cat have disappeared to. Along the way, you can choose from a number of lo-fi tracks to listen to, or even pop on a number of unique accessories so you can impress King Froggy and the penguins. The room design is pretty cute, and there's just enough to do to keep you exploring for a while, especially if you're a completionist. While a few of the maps in the relaxing category of the Creative Hub actually belong there, I think this one certainly does, and is likely worth your time if any of this piqued your interest. If you enjoyed the educational style of Lunar Horizons, then our second educationally focused map on this list might also be up your alley. Wonders: Pyramids of Giza takes you through a somewhat historically accurate depiction of the Giza Giza Plateau during the 4th dynasty of Egypt. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry, neither do I. This map suffers from the same over-gamification issues that plague Lunar Horizons, but at least here, the map is much larger and a bit more interactive. Although the educational aspect of this one is a bit more watered down, only fed to you through short one-line blurbs when you click on certain items. If you've got kids that are really into Egypt, like I was at one point, then you'll probably love jumping into this map. But if you're an adult that just wants to feel like a kid again, then Amusement Arcade Party Royale really? That's the name we settled on here? Just cramming keywords together? Anyway, ignoring the name, this map is pretty unique. It's a giant Japanese arcade game full of claw machines, DDR, phone booths, and several minigames. My favorite thing here is that the claw machines actually work, albeit sometimes in a janky way, but they do allow you to win fun little accessories that sometimes even give you access to special games you can play with others around the arcade. They also have bigger games here like pickaxe hockey and box fights, where you can pick from various themed classes and duke it out in an arena for others to watch. I was really sad to see so few people exploring this map in particular though, as there's actually a lot of fun to be had here, as well as a decent amount of XP if that's what you're really looking for. So if you're searching for a random map to goof around on with your friends, instead of popping into another generic box minigames map, try this one out. The next map on our list might be one you've actually played in the past, but with a recent update, it's worth taking a look at again. Fortnite Funland is a massive theme park map built in collaboration with Nick A30. Featuring everything from roller coasters to mini games, this map honestly sets a bar for quality and creativity that few other maps even come close to. A recently updated currency system adds more things for you to spend your tickets on, as well as the new crown currency giving you more fun cosmetics to save up for. The minigame system was also moved into this new arcade area, which feels more fitting and allows you to pick your games of choice faster. Then there's also the new Hanging Colombo themed roller coaster that's longer and features more loops than the previous coasters. I hope this one keeps receiving updates for a while, but more importantly, I hope soon someone will create something that truly blows us out of the water and sets an even higher bar, because I really want to see more maps like this. Now, if you finished your weekend in Fortnite Funland but you left missing that true Disneyland experience, then maybe Pirates Coaster can fill that void. Undoubtedly taking a healthy dose of inspiration from the incredibly popular Pirates of the Caribbean ride in Disneyland, this map takes players along a guided boat trip through pirate-ridden port cities and deep into the open oceans full of sharks, ship battles, and the legendary Kraken. With the Pirates of the Caribbean collab supposedly right around the corner, I hope to see this map get a big spike in riders looking to relive that first experience on the ride. Despite pinball bumpers being available in creative since 2019, little has been done with them outside of being used for death run maps as glorified bounce pads. So when I finally found a really cool pinball focused map, I knew I wanted to feature it in a video. Pinball Frenzy originally came out in October of last year, but like many of the maps on this list, it clearly went entirely under the radar. Right off the bat, you're strapped into a baller and launch into a neon-fueled arena where you can battle other players for the high score by collecting coins and trying to knock other players into the many destructive obstacles. You can even choose to risk leaving your baller for short stints to troll other players with your gravity hammer. The whole map is just pure chaotic fun and would make a hell of a fun game night with friends. As mentioned in the past, I'm a sucker for classic board games being turned into fun Fortnite maps, so when I found Risky Ninjas, a rendition of the game Risk, I had to check it out. You start off by choosing a map and your team, which will dictate where you start on the board. From there, it's a battle to grow and distribute your troops in an effort to take over the entire map. When just playing against the AI, it's a bit more hectic, but if you're playing with friends where you can strategize with temporary alliances and maybe even agree on taking turns, this can be a lot of fun. The rules are easy to understand and the map design really sells the board game aesthetic. So if you enjoy strategy board games, then I'd say this one's worth taking a look at. Continuing with our board game theme, our next map may be perfect for fans of Mario Party or Pummel Party. The game of pain tasks players with the goal of making it to the end of an extensive board full of challenges, prizes, and mini games. If you're playing with friends, you can even choose to add in real-life challenges that can pop up when landing on the pain tiles. And you really should be playing this one with friends, as there's also nothing stopping people from cheating, which can be really fun when you're just trying to screw with your pals, but when it's a random player that decides to skip the entire map because you're stuck in a maze you can't figure out, then that's not exactly fun, is it, Damp Lizard 379? You cheating little f***. If you're a fan of the 1997 movie Cube, then Escape Tetra is for you. So all 12 of you listen up. This map is a death round puzzle maze free-for-all where the goal is to reach the bottom of the maze while avoiding traps and collecting useful items to defend yourself. There are several rooms to explore, but only a few of them will lead you to the end, while others simply waste your time as the storm slowly closes in on you from above. Every time you die, you restart at the top, meaning the later you die, the deeper into the storm you'll be. The stressful nature of this map, paired with the strategy of choosing what items you want to take early on, makes for a truly unique experience that hopefully more than just the 12 fans of the 1997 movie Cube starring David Hewlett from Stargate Atlantis will enjoy. As many of you have previously pointed out in the comments of my past videos, I love to pronounce this word incorrectly. So in an effort to calm your incessant bullying, I promise to do better while discussing this next map. The Hanging Garden is a hardcore Obby map that is determined to test both your PC and your patience. Developer Renware has pushed dynamic lighting to the extreme here to give this otherwise visually bland map a unique look. The complex lighting, for better or worse, also adds to the difficulty of the map, forcing you to look closely for your next jump. I'm not the best at Obby maps, so I'll be honest in saying that I couldn't even get past the first section here. So instead, I captured some cool replay shots to show you the rest of the map. So if you're a fan of tough obstacle courses and you love keeping your game settings maxed out, then consider checking out the Hanging Garden Hardcore Opera. If you're a young artist determined to get your work seen, chances are you've tried just about everything from creating a website to signing up for every street show and back alley gallery you can get into. But one avenue you might not have considered is Fortnite. With the new tools in UFN, you can create maps that truly highlight your work in unique ways that actually encourage viewers to get up close and personal with them. Whether you're a digital artist that exclusively creates Yakuza-themed kittens, or some other kind of artist that doesn't feature kittens in their work for some reason, there very well may be an audience here for you that's worth exploring. Ship Happens is a game in which you desperately try to keep a Slapco spaceship in one piece by welding, splashing, and fueling every gas tank, leaky pipe, and spontaneous computer fire that appears.
Reminder, please keep all conversations strictly work-related. Suggested topics include the delicious taste of slap juice or the thirst-quenching power of slap juice.
I have played this several times now with random groups of people, all with varying levels of skill, and not once have I successfully saved the ship or even gotten anything higher than a poor rating on my performance review. With that being said, this is one of the few games I can continuously lose on yet still have fun. Personally, I encourage you to jump on this with your friends, convince them that it's a really simple game, then gaslight them into thinking it's entirely their fault when you lose. Have fun. Many of you already know my feelings on the current state of LEGO creative maps. In short, they suck. In long, they really suck. But sometimes, and I do mean sometimes, I find a LEGO map that I actually enjoy. Table football is essentially Rocket League, but harder to follow. You're given a handful of powers such as an air dash, super punch, and shield to help you knock the ball into the other goal and protect your own. There are other powers you can unlock as well if you acquire enough wins, but I scored more goals against my own team than for it, so I won't be showing you any of those additional powers here. There's also a lucky wheel you can spin every few minutes to try and earn things like XP or winner background art, which is a fun touch, but seeing as I could score a single goal even if I was playing by myself, any reward that only displays when you win is rather useless to me. Other than that, if you like balls and playing with Legos, you might enjoy this one. I briefly highlighted Super Brick Bros at the end of my LEGO Fortnite is a Nightmare video, but didn't really talk about it, so I felt it deserved a proper chance in the spotlight. Super Brick Bros nails the Mario Brothers aesthetic perfectly, from the overworld map to the 2D art style and level design. Jumping mechanics definitely feel strange at first, but helped add an interesting level of difficulty to the platforming. The developer recently added some new levels, so if you played it once after seeing it in my previous video, it's worth jumping back into as the new levels are definitely more of a challenge. I was also happy to see that there seems to be additional locked zones for future levels to be added as well, so I'm definitely going to keep this on my favorites list for later. But finally, let's talk about potentially the best LEGO map we've seen so far, LEGO Smoothie Odyssey. If you're anything like me, when you originally saw this advertised on the home screen, you thought that surely this was going to be a waste of time. A cheap gimmick map to try and get people interested in LEGO again. But I'm here to tell you that you're mostly incorrect. The map starts off with the player being introduced to an alien planet chock full of yummy berries, so naturally your mission is to take over the planet and harvest everything you can in the name of growing your smoothie empire. You know, all hail capitalism and whatnot. But unlike the backbone of traditional capitalism, you can't simply enlist the help of these underpaid aliens to do the job while you sit back and reap the benefits. No, instead you have to venture out yourself and do what no CEO has done before: menial labor. There's 6 different berries for you to discover as you venture across the many different biomes. And after you've stockpiled a few, you can take them back to your smoothie truck and find out which combination of them makes the best alien enema. And you can't convince me that's not what's going on here, because we never see these things drink the smoothies, they just sit on the pedestal and then they're slowly filled with the smoothie and far too happy. But if you can overlook that, which you really shouldn't though, because that's weird, right? Anyway, it's a great map for the whole family, 10 out of 10. Thanks everyone for watching. Sorry for being gone for so long. I actually started recording gameplay for this video back in May before things got crazy for me. Moving over 1,500 miles from a desert hellscape that's actively trying to kill you every day to a new home full of trees, otters, and a towering snow-covered volcano in the distance, I needed some time to adjust and soak it all in. It was a well-needed break, but I'm happy to be back on and making content for all my beautiful runners out there. Should that be your thing? A lot of YouTubers have names for their fans, so do you want to be the runners, or should we all just be Dave? Let me know in the comments and I will see you all soon. I promise this time. Anyway, bye.